Are you feeling adrift, stuck, hate getting out of bed in the morning, going to a job that you maybe feel like at one point you were super driven to do and in love with and held this incredible fire for, only to wake up every day now feeling like disconnected? Maybe it's a business you built, a career you created. It's something that you stepped into with this incredible passion and fire, only to get there and either find it wasn't at all what you thought, or at one point it felt super connected and you were so fired up about it, only to find that even that has changed. If that's you, hi, I'm Jen with Laughing Lotus Wellness, and I'm a transformational purpose expert and coach. And what I do is help people just like you who are struggling and not exactly sure what direction that they want to go anymore and feeling completely disconnected from their purpose. So what I do is step in after 20 years of clinical work and 15,000 plus hours across the couch from people. One of the things I do is step in and support you in this journey of finding clarity. That's what therapists do all day, every day in their office, right? And so what we do is we step in, create clarity for you on your journey to reconnect you, reignite that fire, but also to reconnect you to purpose and success. So even if you've been very successful, right, and you're that person, you're still like, God, what is happening to me? Like, I'm here, I achieved, I thought this was going to be the thing, I thought this was where I was going to want to go, and you're just not feeling it. Let me know, and I'd love to walk with you on that journey to help you reignite that fire. For today, we're wrapping up the month of expansion. So if you're here, I hope you've had a chance to watch any of the vlogs of the month. This has been one of the most fun months of content for me. I think I say that every month. Every month I'm like the same. I'm like, I love it. Oh my God. The idea of expanding is so profound for each of us. And this is one of those areas for your journey into purpose that I think is so incredibly powerful. This sense of being able to expand beyond your container, kind of beside that space of living in that comfort zone. We want to kind of move away from that and expand and take up space in this world. We want to step into the biggest kind of sense of our purpose and what we want to do here, right? And so we're going to have to expand by using, learning tools or all sorts of stuff. And all of that's in the vlog. So if you're interested in those vlogs, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're in YouTube, they're in all the socials, and they're also always housed in my website. So you're always welcome to go over there. That's a great spot because everything's right there. Go check that out. So this month has been full of tips and tricks and tools. I did a little meditation, kind of breath exercise with you. And so take that in, go get that freebie content and absorb it. For today, this very last piece, and I'm sort of a little bit bummed because honestly, I have this great content set up for June. And I'm like still wrapping up May. I'm like, because I want to talk to you all about my new content for June. But next week, and we've got something great coming up next week. So I'm really excited. So come join me live next Thursday at noon. I've got a guest who you're going to absolutely love. And you guys will just enjoy her journey. And also she is a great resource for questions. So I hope that you guys will show up next week as well and join us and see what magic we're bringing in. For today, this last week of May that we had, I focused on expansion, limitless courage. So I think we all could use it. Honest, I think limitless courage sounds pretty freaking amazing. And so what we were really doing this last week is honing in on this idea about how to step into limitless courage. And one of the things I was going to do, I was going to kind of walk you guys through an exercise today, which I love. It's great. And then I listened to a book this morning that changed everything. So I switched gears. So I'm going to start with a really quick reading, very quick. It's a quote. It's not even a reading. And it's in this book called Braver by the Day by Eva Olson. And this is a quote. It's been around. I've heard it before. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. And that's by Mary Ann Rademacher. So here's the deal, friends. I was going to come in. We were going to do some tapping. If you've ever heard of tapping, it's an awesome, awesome exercise. I might just make a freebie and put it out to my email subscribers just as a little bonus because I was going to do it. And then I was like, nah. Okay. So I'm getting ready this morning and I talk so much about self-care and personal growth. So, I mean, it's like ad nauseum, you're going to hear me speak of it. So I even talked about it this month in terms of expanding is that personal growth and development is one of the most crucial aspects of your journey. So if you really want to do yourself a solid, you want to step into your purpose, step into your greatness, do all the things, keep growing as a human, take up space, do amazing things. Personal growth and development is one of the ways to do that. You listening to me chat this morning, that's personal growth. So you're doing it. Lots of times, I don't think people even are aware that they're doing it on the fly. Okay. So whether it's a podcast or a live chat and somebody's talking about something and they're educating and they're sharing some content, that's the money. Okay. So this morning, I'm listening to my personal growth content, and there is a book called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And it was recommended to me, and it is seriously so wonderful. But what I'm going to do, so I'm going to recommend, if you got a pen and paper, grab something handy if you can, because I'm going to ask you 4 questions, and they're not short questions. You'll get the vibe that he asked this morning that really made me think. And I'm going to talk about why they made me think. So I just want to tell you guys, this was one of those game changers in the morning for me that I was like, this is why I do personal growth. So if you've ever met me and you hear me talk about it, you're like, but doesn't really do anything. Oh my God, this is exactly what I'm getting at. So I'm listening to this book. I love his points. I can't wait to listen to more of it. But I'm getting ready, doing my mascara. And all of a sudden he's like, I've got these 4 questions. So in my coaching, I ask lots of questions, and we dig deep in all sorts of areas of your life to really understand where you're wanting to go, right? Where the disconnect happened, where the fire went out. And so these are his 4 questions for us. Here's his idea. Again, Gay Hendricks, and his book is called The Big Leap. Oh my God. Okay. Here's his philosophy, and I will not do it justice. It's new to me. So my friends, I go get the book, do yourself a solid, all the things. His philosophy is that we as human beings are uncomfortable sitting in greatness. For extended periods of time, we struggle to sit in a place of greatness. And if that doesn't fit with this month of content about expanding and letting us step into our purpose and encouraging people to step outside your comfort zones and to step into this space where you take up space, right? Where we don't get smaller and we don't shrink, and right, we are stepping into this limitless courage. And I think where he's going, what Gay is trying to say to all of us, is that there's going to be moments where we're going to find that if we're actually really self-aware, we find that we limit ourselves. And I was like, hot a damn. Okay. So here's his questions. Get your pen and paper handy if you got it. I just thought this was really powerful. Okay. Number 1, and feel free to actually comment for me, friends. If you've got questions about courage, love it. Got questions about the blogs, love it. And if you have any thoughts or questions about anything so far, always feel free to post. And I would love to hear what you think about this. Do you think we limit ourselves with the way that we think? Do you think we limit ourselves? Okay. Question number 1, ready? Am I willing to increase the amount of time each day I feel good inside? And here's the thing, friends. You're listening at first, you're like, of course I am, bitch, of course. Right? We all do this, right? We're listening, we're like, duh, right? Okay. Am I willing to increase the amount of time each day I feel good inside? Oh, girl, I love you, Valencia. Mwah. Okay. Okay. Number 2, you don't have to answer them yet. Just like roll with me, friends, because it's going to take some thought. So you don't have to answer all of this just yet. 2, am I willing to increase the amount of time that my whole life goes well? That's getting a little bit deeper. That's getting a little heavier. I mean, that's throwing some sincere energy at it, correct? Right? Boom. Okay. Again, one more time. Am I willing to increase the amount of time that my whole life goes well? And everybody's like, nodding along, right? You out there with me? Are you with me? Yes. And everybody know, right? Once it's like, duh. It seems so, I don't know, rocket science. Hi, Lauren. Yes. Yes. Right. Yes. That sounds good. And Lauren's like, yes. And yes. I'm getting some yeses. Thanks, friends. Okay. 3, am I willing to feel good and have my life go well all of the time? One more time. Okay, I know this is a lot. And if I was trying to take notes, absolutely, Valencia, I love your heart. I love your heart. Okay, am I willing to feel good and have my life go well all of the time? This is not small stuff, right? So it starts off and you're like, yeah, yes, of course, right? And you're like, oh, and we're going to get there. We're going to talk about it in a second. Okay, 4, you ready? Are you willing to take The big leap to your ultimate success in love, money, and creative contribution. It's sort of like signing away in blood writing for your firstborn a little bit. Now, not because we don't want it. Not because we don't want it, right? Initially, we're like, yep. At first, we're like, yeah, right? There's traction, there's momentum, I feel it, I like it. And then it's like, hot damn, okay, are you willing to take the big leap to your ultimate success in love, money, and creative contribution? Hell to the yes, right? Can I get a hell to the yes? I know you're out there. So first of all, in the comments, it's a scary thought. Thank you so much for saying that. Lindsay was like, yeah, that's kind of a scary thought. It is. Because this is really profound. And so I really want you to think about this. This is a great, and so this was his story, but we all do this. And let me think of my own, because I don't want to I'll let you guys listen to the book if you or read it because it's so good. It's already so good. And I've just legit been like, right. She's like, hell to the yes. I think I'm going to use probably my business as an example, because when you start something and you love it so much, and this is literally what I feel my purpose is just driven me to do, right? I'm here, I'm doing the things that are really true in my heart, right? Showing up that way. Okay. And I feel really blessed to be able to do it. And, but there's days, right, where this is what it sounds like in the head. What if this doesn't work? I can be having a great day. Somebody can reach out like, Jen, profound transformation. Oh my God, that was so healing. Oh my God, that was so powerful. Like, right. And I'm like, okay. Right. I go like, we got it. We're going. And then, right. And then all of a sudden something like, but what if this doesn't go? What if people aren't listening? What if it isn't as powerful and amazing as I want it to be? What if it doesn't have the juice I need it to have, right? So what he's getting at is that in the process of having this really glorious day, he had this really big, epic anxiety about his kid who was away at a camp. And he said, how in the moment did I go from feeling this greatness, right? Which is exactly what I'm talking about, this roller coaster of like, whoa, things are going great. I had some healing ceremonies and Reiki and all the things and doing all the things and doing all the coaching and feeling so good and so freaking connected and loving what I'm doing, to this space of like, what, but what if, how's that? And then we've got life. I've got a kid. I mean, I've got a teenager, and lunch about y'all out there. You got family and friends and maybe children that you're raising and things you're doing. And it's really easy all of a sudden to find ourselves in a space. And he's like, why do we do that? He was like, I was in a space of greatness. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why do we let those thoughts interrupt? Why do we let that negativity? He said, because I think we don't know how to live in a space of greatness all the time. And so it's this thinking mindset thing that I think it has real juice. And today when I was listening to this, I was like, ooh, like it was really good. It really made me think, which is exactly why I talk about personal growth so much. This literally changed the trajectory of my day for all of you. So think about that. I started somewhere else and I listened to this and I was so freaking lit up. I'm like, oh, my people need to hear about this because this shit's magic. And so because it ties so beautifully to courage. Because in one moment, my friends, I can feel like I put my superhero cape on. You feel me? I got a big old, P on the back for purpose, and I'm wearing my cape and I'm feeling good and I got the things and I'm rolling and I'm feeling good. And the next minute I'm like, I'm not even sure if this is the right thing. What if I'm not reading the signs right? What if I'm not stepping into this space that I need to step into? What if I've missed a thing that I'm, even though I love the work, I do not love the work, right? I'm feeling jazzed about that. So that experience is there. Why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Why do you do this? So for those of you that are out there listening to me, do you do this? Do you find that you do this? Things can be going really good. And we're like, yeah, right. Like, and put our courageous, cape on and do the things and kind of feeling limitless. Like, okay, I got it, only to find this spot where we get stuck in our heads about something. even if it isn't about us, even if it's about something else, even if it's about our kids, about our spouse, about the bills, about the something, right? State of the world. Jennifer doesn't watch the news. Just saying, but maybe you do, okay? Do you do this? Have you done this to yourself? Have you stepped into a space feeling really good only to step back and go, oh, but this, and oh, but that, and oh, and this. And then all of a sudden, right, we're getting taken out of this highest space where we function. And he would call it your, oh God, zone of genius. And your zone of genius is a space where you don't think about that stuff, where you're just living into your best version of yourself. Gotta go. Have a great day, Valencia. Thanks for joining me. Do you do this? And can you see how this happens? Can you see how in a moment of clarity and greatness and this feeling very expanded and very courageous and really in your game, and all of a sudden to have this stuff sneak in that takes us out of that space? Okay. That's huge to me. I don't know. Today it was like, I kind of know it, but I didn't know it. And I think for me, it was this really powerful journey of like, okay, all right, I get it now. This is making sense to me. So this is something that I can take a look at. Okay. So I wanted to challenge you with those 4 questions, let you sit with them. I love when you're willing to share with us, because that's always really powerful for people that are going to come on in and listen to this chat later. So even if it's later, somebody's going to be grateful that you asked a question or said a thing. So really what I encourage you to do. So again, in the learning, I talked about expansive learning. Here's the thing that I'm going to tell you that I know. I've had a lot of conversations this week with people who are working into growing into their purpose, shifting gears, transforming, like making shifts, changing lanes, doing all the things. And one of the things that I'll get asked sometimes is, I still have questions, and what do I do? So as people are doing a journey, one of the things I'm going to tell you that is so crucial to your journey is accessing various modalities of support. So this is one of my modalities. So you guys got to witness and experience today one of my modalities, which is, it's so important to always be learning. Today, this really shook me up to the core. I wrote the questions out. I was sitting thinking about it the entire time I was getting ready this morning, brought it to all of you because that's how profound I find it. And I wanted to really sit in this, right? But here's what I didn't do. I didn't listen, have a profound moment and go, well, good, super. Right? Awesome. That's a great point. And moving on. Okay. Big transformation and stepping into big places, taking up space, stepping outside your comfort zone and growing and expanding don't look like a one-hit wonder. It doesn't look like a one-time Reiki session, a one-time anything. Right? A one-time listen to a book, listen to it, move on. The greatness comes from adding layers of experience with this. So what I would say to you today, for example, you got your questions hopefully written down somewhere. A couple of things. Talk about it with other people. I talked this month about community. June is all about connection. That's not an accident. Everything is created in a flow to keep you moving through this information and on your journey. So connection is so crucial to our experience. And next week, we're going to be talking about sacred community. So you just heard me talk about this. You know, I'd love to see you do. Talk to somebody else about it. Oh my God, I listened to this thing today and there's this book and these are the ideas and these are the questions. And what do you think about that? What do you think about that? What do you think helps with expansive, limitless courage? Ask the questions of yourself and people in your community that you trust and love. Creating some energy in community around these questions. Huge. Want another suggestion? Here you go. Try meditating with these questions or journaling. Listening to your AirPods as you walk once you've heard this talk. Classical music, soft music, no words. Go take a walk and listen for what might come forward. Okay. So it's when we begin to layer the effort that we're making where the biggest transformations happen. Okay. So that's what I invite you to do today. Those 4 questions. I invite you to steep yourself in it. I want you to ask somebody that you know and care about that's in your community about their thoughts on this. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it hits you. Talk about the struggle. Talk about the areas that you feel like you could definitely see you doing this and the spots that feel hard and challenging. Okay. Do some meditation. Do some quiet walking with these questions. Creating space. Journal. You can sit down and just journal about it. You don't have to journal and then share it with somebody if you don't want to. But I encourage you to stay in connection with other people because that is where you're going to have this really transformative experience. Okay. So adding layers of experience is what's huge in this piece. So I want to talk about that because I was super lit up about this content this morning, and it felt really deeply tied into this idea of expanding ourselves. And so I invite you into that space, whatever that looks like for you, whatever your comfort zone is, but layering. So that's one of the most profound things I find myself talking about a lot with clients these days is layering their care. And when I was in a traditional clinical mode, right, that was pretty much all I did, right? We were dealing with that layer of the person, their thinking, their feelings, right? Relationships. There's layers of stuff you're attending to, but the layer of the actual person you're working with is kind of like these couple layers. Right. But there's healing in the body and there's things that have to happen in the energy field. There's things that have to be happening. And so that's where I started to get really passionate about, we have to stack the modalities. It's in the stacking of the modalities where the most profound change and shift and transformation is going to happen. Okay. Hopefully that all makes sense. Love to hear you. What do you think about this idea? Can you sit in a constant state of feeling like you're open to abundance and flow? Or do you find even in moments of greatness, that there's these little niggling negative fears and things like that that come piling in? I have it. I felt like he was talking directly to me. It's always how I think it's really powerful is when someone's like speaking right into your soul. You're like, oh my God, it's like, you know who I am. I totally get this. I love this question. Okay. Questions, I should say. Again, Gay Hendricks, Big Leap, great book. Go get it. Do yourself a solid. Don't just get the book and listen or read it. Process. Incorporate it. Okay. Okay. Those are my tips for today. Here's, I'm going to share with you a couple of things coming up. One, I have encouraged you guys, if you guys want to go check out the vlogs from this month, free content, please go to my website because it's all located there. That's great and easy. Feel free. Laughing Lotus Wellness. All the things are there. Okay. Under transformation tools. I have a freebie coming up on Monday. On Monday, June 7th, I think I may have mistaken the date somewhere in my brain. It's the 7th. From 7 to 9 p.m., I'm hosting a free workshop. It is, directly related to the program I'm going to be running this summer. I'm running one program. I had way too much going on. I had too many irons in the fire. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to host all these things. I need to really hone it in. And it needed to be during the week for me. So I'm going to be running this series. It begins next Wednesday, but on Monday, it is a free workshop for you to hop in, have some experience of the layers that I'm speaking of today, and the power of layering them, and give you an experience of transformation. We're going to be using the book that I plan to use this summer for the book club. We're just going to go through one little part of a chapter. So you have like a little bite of like what that feels like. Going to sit in some community, have some process, do some meditation, have some sound healing, do some Reiki. You're going to have all of the things in little bites so that you understand what that experience feels like. And it's open to anybody. If you are like, I'm already signed up, come on in. I'm not going to sign up for the life of me. Come on in. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm interested in checking it out. Come on in. Everyone is welcome to join us. So it is free. It's 2 hours, 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday evening. It's all for me to make sure that you have a great journey. And so all you have to do is show up. There's no reading, no work, nothing associated with it. Just show up to this free workshop. and bring your questions, right? Bring your questions for me. So let's sit in community and process any questions you got, and discuss with some depth some of these things that I'm sharing with you guys today. So if you're interested, again, you can go over to my website, laughinglotuswellness.com. You'll see right in there, there's a free workshop for transformation. Click on that, get yourself signed up. I need your email. We're going to do it on a Zoom. And it's just going to be in the evening. So from the comfort of your own home, virtually, we're going to get together and do a little bit of community process. So I hope you'll decide to join me for that. I'm super excited about it. And again, anything that you ever want to throw out there, I love comments and feedback, because the people who sign into these chats are always really grateful for the comments and things that you share. And so take those questions, take that profound, information from Gay Hendricks, maybe get yourself into that book, take your information out in the world and do some work with it. Okay. Layer that awareness and growth in, because it's going to be so much more profound. So I really encourage you to do that. If you're curious about any of the things I've got going on, want to join me for any of that journey, I hope that you'll go to laughinglotuswellness.com and sign up and hang out with me. I do have some freebies right on the front page. You're welcome to go in and check those out as well. And so those are just hanging out there for your use if you'd like. But please reach out with any questions or anything like that. And otherwise, we'll be back next Thursday. Like I said, join me. I've got a great live guest. Her name is Lori Wanderer. She's absolutely amazing. And so she is going to help me talk about sacred community, which I'm so excited about. So I hope you'll join us next Thursday again, live at noon. And yeah, anyway, so I can't wait to join you to reignite your fire and your path to purpose. And I hope to see you next time.